Hi, this is Don, the Oklahoma Liturgy nerd again. I wanted to give a little bit of an intro to a couple of the really easy ways to get started with the Liturgy of the Hours. There are two different apps. There's the Divine Office app, which I use mainly, but there's also the iBreviary app, and going to give a little bit of both of their features and show them to you. So this is a review of the different offices of the Liturgy of the Hours. There's officer readings, morning prayer, mid-morning, midday, and mid-afternoon prayer, which are some of the more minor offices, but they're still, worth looking at if you're looking at enhancing your prayer life. Evening prayer, and again, morning and evening prayer, or lauds and vespers, are the two main hinges of the Liturgy of the Hours that people are encouraged to pray. And then night prayer is Compline, and again, that is the shortest, one of the shortest prayers, and very very restful to read that just before going to bed. So here are a couple apps. This is the Divine Office app, and this is the one that my wife and I use most of the time. And the way we use it is, you bring up the day, you can see what day it is. This is an old screenshot. It's from March 3rd. It's the third Sunday of Lent. You can see the different offices. Now, one that's added here is invitatory. Invitatory is basically an invitation to God and to yourself to come into the prayer together. And so it's something where you're saying, Lord, open my lips, and thy mouth will proclaim your praise, which is from Psalm 51, which is acknowledging that we're sinners, but we're confident that God will enter into and continue his covenantal relationship with us. So the invitatory, you pray it once a day at most. So here is a little bit of a intricacy of the whole thing. If you're praying morning prayer and you're praying officer readings, you pray invitatory once before the first one. So say you start the day with morning prayer, pray the invitatory, then morning prayer, and then whenever later in the day you pray officer readings, you don't pray the invitatory again. And conversely, if you start the day with officer readings, you would pray the invitatory, the officer readings, and then whatever other prayers you decide to pray throughout the day. If you prayed morning prayer, you wouldn't pray invitatory again. You just pray it once with your first prayer of the day. So when I look at the iBreviary app, the interesting thing about that is I was just looking at this, and it includes the invitatory in both the officer readings and morning prayer. But again, you only pray it with the first of the two that you pray throughout the day. So you can see the other prayers of the day here in the Divine Office app. There's, again, the officer readings and morning prayer. There are the three midday prayers, evening prayer too, and that is something else that I will explain in a later video, and night prayer too. And the prayers are the same here. Officer readings, morning prayer. The daytime prayers are lumped together here. Evening prayer and night prayer. And commons, I believe, in this context is prayer or psalms that are included in the daytime prayers. Now, another cool feature about the Divine Office app is that it has a feature where you can play a recording of people praying this app. And it's really very engaging because we've been praying this prayer or various prayers using this app for about 4 years now. And so, we know the voices of the different people who pray it. And it's really cool to hear them praying it. Sometimes there's two or three people Um, and then another cool feature with the Divine Office app is that if you click on this globe, which is up here, it brings up this interface. And it's a basically a globe which has the one you can see 468 people praying, and usually it's a lot more than that. On a Sunday, it might be like 2,000 throughout the world praying at any one time. You can see where they are. A lot of people in the Northeast. There are a lot of us down here in the Bible Belt, and a few up here in the other parts of the West Coast. Um, People down through Mexico, Central America. Um, this is a zoom, so you can zoom in on any place here. You can spin this so you can see where people are praying. There are usually a couple in India. There are usually a bunch of people praying in Manila in the Philippines. It's usually lit up, and a lot of people in the United States. This is an English only app at this point. They just announced recently that they're going to release a Spanish language version, which will be cool for bringing our Hispanic brothers and sisters into this prayer with us. Um, but at this point, the Divine Office app is English only. Um, Now, iBreviary, again, you can go to all the prayers during the day. You can also look at the mass readings for the day in the iBreviary app. So that's really cool. So I participate in the OCIA program here in Bartlesville, and um, we do usually at least one of the readings, typically the gospel reading. Last year we were doing the two earlier readings and the gospel reading. Um, but you can also see those in the iBreviary app. And the iBreviary app, it doesn't have the voice recordings, but it does have a lot of languages. I seem to recall it having a fair amount of languages on it. It's been a little while since I looked at it. Um, so again, these are the two apps. Divine Office, you can download it. There's no charge. My wife and I are actually contributing $10 a month just because it's just been this, it's really added to our experience of reading the Liturgy of the Hours over the past 4 years. Um, there's also no charge for iBreviary. And they're both apps where you can download any prayers that you want and pray them throughout the day. And the main differences are, how you want them presented to you. So those are the two apps that I recommend the most. I suggest you take a look at them and feel free to send me a message